Welcome back. This week we're going to finish the window project. We have a lot of laminating to do to the exterior of the boat. We have to recut the holes, priming. We'd really like to get a window installed by the end of the week. First though, for those of you that are new to the channel, this project and YouTube channel is very much a team effort between myself and my wife, Yanni. I do all the boat work and she does all the filming, the editing. She has the vision for every episode. She gets the episode out every week to you. The value that she brings to this whole thing cannot be overstated. And this week, though, she had a family obligation, and so you're left with me to do the filming. We're a little nervous. This episode might be a little rough around the edges, might be a little odd, but we're going to get through it, and next week she'll be back and everything will be back to normal. So hope you enjoy it, and we have a lot of work to do. My name is Matt. Follow along as I turn Duracell, the legendary ocean racing sailboat, into a comfortable cruising home. So last week went really well. We got the new core installed into the boat, and then we laminated the inside skins. So that was basically connecting the hull of the inside skin of the hull to the window frame. This week what I need to do is connect the outside skin to the window frame. So what I have to do is sand away all the old paint and fairing and then laminate again to the outside. This will be a little bit more difficult because there is this ledge that the fiberglass has to go around. So again, we're going to be vacuum bagging to this outside part of the window frame. Hopefully what we'll get done this week is get all these laminated on the outside, and then we can even cut the holes again and put a few windows in. These windows are not going to be the finished windows because I can't actually install the windows until after the boat is painted, and so they'll be temporary windows. But I'd really like to get a few cut and installed so that I have more light in the boat for working in the winter. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how it turns out. Okay, so I've spent the past couple days sanding all of these windows down on the outside. What that means is I'm sanding down through the paint and the fairing and even down into the fiberglass so that the fiberglass is tapered to accept the new layers of fiberglass. I'm putting 3 layers of 17-ounce Biox on the outside all the way over the whole thing and then vacuum bagging it. Yesterday, my mom and I did the 4 aft windows. But you don't need to work it too much because, like I said, the vacuum bag will take care of it. It's kind of it being this warm out, we got to work quickly. You just have to be really patient with these next layers, getting it around the edge. It's not easy. Yeah, like it just work from the inside out. They're pretty much gonna get back and take a couple days to get ready and go. Mm-hmm. Scott's done a little bit. You can stretch it out this way little bit. I watched this crazy movie last night. It's called Artifice Girl. It's about AI, and it's I would highly recommend it.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was really interesting. It had to have been the cheapest movie ever made. And you'll see, if you watch it, you'll see why. Don't kill yourself trying to get it into every corner. Just let the bag take care of that. Just get it as best you can. And just make sure it's really well wet out. That's it.
Take a look. This one is right here.
Yeah, that's how mine was too. How you like that cockpit?
Nice. Need a cushion though.
Yeah. There's that orange one that's just inside the doghouse. Kids across the street had a huge party here on Friday night. They were playing music and you could hear it
Do they
a long way away. What's that?
Do they have bonfires still?
No. How's it going, Dad?
Good.
Today I'm here by myself, and so I'm going to be doing the 4 forward windows. You'll notice that there's this ring of yellow around the perimeter of this one, and that's the Kevlar. So we're going to be going over the Kevlar, but that's evidence of me sanding through the fiberglass to taper down the fiberglass, mostly so that the new window frame can be fared into the rest of the hull of the boat. I have to work pretty quickly because it's been very warm out. This morning I'm doing these 2 windows that will be in the sun most of the day, and then I'll do the port side later. So hope it goes well. So we've laminated to the exterior of the boat, and the next step is to cut the hole. This is the final hole that we'll see when we're inside the boat, looking outside. I have my jig taped here to the exterior. This jig is basically taking up the area that the window will be bonding to. We have to cut the window with the router from the inside of the boat, and that's because I have a top bearing router bit, and so I have to put the material that I'm cutting between the router and the jig. So that's the next step. We're going to try and cut all 4 windows on the starboard side today and see how it goes. So this is that top bearing bit where the bearing's on top, and so the trimming edge, which is the jig, has to be on this bearing. And then this is the cutting part of the bit, and so that's why I have to cut it from the inside. The frames on the inside turned out pretty good, except for my one mess up where the router bit got underneath the jig, dug a hole in dug a little channel in the corner. I filled it with epoxy, and I'll probably repair it with a couple layers of fiberglass, but otherwise, pretty happy with how they turned out. So yesterday, my mom and I cut out the 4 starboard side windows. My mom then went ahead and primed those 4 windows on the outside, so they're looking really good. What I'd really like to do is see how the boat would look with a few windows in it. Now, I can't install the final windows until after the boat is painted, which will be quite a while. And I don't want to go and buy all new stuff to put them in and then to take them out, probably damaging them as I take them out again. So what I'm going to do is use this old piece of acrylic that I have. This is the original slider going into the original doghouse on the boat. So this is like a 40-year-old piece of plexiglass. When we first started talking about windows, I talked about the different materials that are available to make windows, hull side windows in the boat. As I see it, there are 3 options. There's either glass, laminated glass, acrylic, which is this stuff, plexiglass, or there's Lexan, which is a polycarbonate. As I understand it, Lexan is really, really strong. They use it for bulletproof cars and stuff. Super strong, but it is not nearly as scratch resistant as acrylic is. And it doesn't hold up to the sun as well as acrylic does. I think it's also more expensive than acrylic. Plexiglass is stronger than more shatter resistant than glass is. It holds up to scratches. It doesn't scratch nearly as much as Lexan does, and it holds up to the sun a bit better than Lexan, and I think it's cheaper than Lexan. And then glass is the most scratch resistant of all of them. I don't know how much it would cost for glass, but my feeling is that it's more expensive, but it's still very sun UV resistant. The plan right now is to use acrylic. I can cut acrylic windows out myself, which is really nice. For now, what I'm going to do is just use this stuff, see how it looks. This is clear acrylic. I plan on using very, very tinted, a very dark tint, so that from the outside the windows almost look black. But it keeps the heat down inside the boat and a little bit more privacy. So, but this will work for now. It's a little bit cloudy and old, but it'll be interesting to see what it looks like. Here's the window installed in the V-berth. The window's pretty scratched up and cloudy, but it gives you a little bit of an idea of what it's going to look like from the inside. A lot of work left to do to finish the window as far as priming, painting. I still have to finish the edge where the cut was made, put a layer of fiberglass on it, and everything has to be primed primed again before it's painted. So we got a lot done this week, getting most of the windows cut out, the frames laminated, and getting a window cut out and installed. Obviously this is not the permanent installation. It's not even the window that we're going to use in the end. We have to wait until after the boat is painted before we can install any windows. And I'm going to use obviously new plastic, but also a very dark tint. Again, let me know what your opinion is about Lexan versus acrylic versus glass. We don't need to make that decision for a while, but I'd be curious to hear what you think. Next week, we'll be getting back into working on the bow, doing bowsprit, anchor roller, chain plates. There's a whole bunch of stuff to do up there, so I'm really excited to get into it. Thank you again for watching. We have a couple more Patreons to thank this week. First, thank you to Jens, who is from Denmark. Learned to sail when he was a kid and still gets to get out with friends here and there. But thank you very much, Jens, for your support. And also thank you to Ronnie, who said some very nice things about the channel. And we really appreciate all of our Patreons, old and new. And we could not, of course, I say this all the time, we could not do this project without you. And so thank you again very, very much. And look forward to seeing you next week.